Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Continuing on with our Balsa USA Stingray 120 build. So in this video I'm going to do a couple different things. One of them is, which I'm kind of excited about doing, is I'm going to close off, I'm going to sheet the bottom of the fuselage finally and get it closed off. And part of that will be in the rear section. I have this little plywood reinforcement piece that's going to be for the tail wheel mount. It's going to go on the very end down there. And then I have these two long sheets that are going to be cut to fit, that are going to be placed toward the back. And then I have two front smaller sheets that are going to be up here in the front. And once I get everything glued on, I'm just going to be using my thick CA. This is my Starbond thick CA. I'm going to use thick CA to attach everything. And then once I get them all attached, I will then trim them around the sides and get it nice and shaped and sanded as needed. And then the other thing I'm going to do is, I've had some recommendations, because I'm using that DLE gas engine, the 20cc gas engine. People have mentioned that I should probably consider doweling in the Firewall, and I thought, okay, that's a good idea. So I have this 1/8 inch thick dowel, and I'm going to cut it into probably, like, I don't know, around 1 or 2 inch pieces. And then I'm just going to pick a couple areas, probably 3 on the bottom, 3 on the sides, and probably 2 on top because it gets narrower. And I'm just going to dowel these in or pin around the Firewall to help reinforce it. So those are the two steps I'm going to be doing in this video. So let me get set up on this, and we will start with this tail wheel reinforcement piece, and we'll work our way up toward the nose. So I was thinking about it today. I was actually pretty far along with this build. I think this is, I don't know the number of this, I think this may be 21 number of videos that I've done so far on this build. And I'm pretty close to finishing up the major construction. I think I mentioned that previously. I just got to do this, and then I got to get back onto the wing, because I'm going to be putting the servo mounting bays in the wing. And then after that, let me find my knife. After that, I'm going to be constructing a kind of a canopy cockpit on the wing itself, because this is an open cockpit design. And I thought I would try to put I'd like to have a canopy on there. So I'm going to do that. And then from there, probably at that point, it's going to be time to start covering it. And I need to get my colors. So I'm probably going to use monocoat. And then we'll go ahead and put the electronics in. So yeah, moving along, it's kind of tough. These takes a lot longer to build planes when you're trying to do videos. So in any case, getting closer. All right, so let me go ahead and pull this piece out of here. That was easy. Oh yeah, and I do need to I think I need to purchase a tail wheel assembly. I was thinking about building my own tail wheels, but I thought, but now I'm thinking maybe I should just go buy one. All right, so this is going to go on here like this. That was pretty easy. Okay, well, let me get my glue and my gloves. All right, well, my tail section is a little bit differently shaped than this little mounting plate I have here. So I'm just going to move it in order for it to sort of fit right, kind of flush with the sides. I got to move it down a tad, and I'll just trim off this little tip right here. Somewhere right about there. I want to mark that because I just want to have know where I'm going to be placing this once I get the glue on there. All right, well, this came out okay. And as you saw, I just cut it and trimmed it using my razor planes, and then I sanded it. And I did have a few little spots where I had a little bit of a gap, so I did fill those in with some CA and some some CA and some baking powder. You know, use this as a filler. So had a couple little spots here and there, but other than that, it came out pretty good. You did notice that I did slide in a little piece of thin strip right under here when I was installing these two pieces up here. You know, just had a fit problem. The firewall was a little lower than the edge out here, and just kind of didn't want to have it kind of pushed down, kind of be pushed down onto the firewall. So I just put that little strip in there and use that with the epoxy, and it's plenty strong, and it's a little bit of a cleaner look, but you wouldn't even notice it anyhow. But all right, so now I'm going to go ahead and move on to doweling in the firewall. And what I did previously is I marked the center line of my firewall. Use this little red dot right here. I don't know if you can pick up on that. And I know where it is. Obviously I can measure from here in, and I can measure from the top over here in. And just in the center, I think it's a 3/8 inch thick wall. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, I think it's about 3/8 inch thick. And I'll just find the center, and then I'm going to locate three. Where's my dowel? Find my dowel. Where'd you go? Oh, there it is. Ugh. I'm just going to locate three, like one here, maybe one toward the middle. I do have the sheet gap here. Maybe I'll put 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, and then I'll do 3 on the sides and probably 2 on the top. And I'm just going to put them in probably about a 1/2 inch into the wood. I don't need to go that far. So they're probably going to be going in something like, I don't know if you can see that, about that far. Just trying to estimate. Something like that. I don't need to go crazy with it. And then I also have to obviously avoid hitting the bolts and my mounting, the engine mount over here, which would be easy enough. So I'll just put one like over on this side, and then probably one in between where the bolts are. You know, you get the picture. Okay, so let me do that. It shouldn't take too long, and we'll be finished up with that step. Okay, well there you have it. You know, that was actually pretty easy. So as you saw, I just drilled it out. I used the pilot drill. I drilled out a smaller hole, then I drilled it out to about the 1/8 inch size. I cut a bunch of the dowels. I set them in there with my just basic wood glue and cut them off and sanded it down. So that's all finished, and hopefully that'll help strengthen up that firewall. And then of course the bottom, we finished the bottom sheeting here, and that's looking pretty good. It is a little bit different. My experience has been usually the sheets go on, the grain is going usually across grain. Usually you're cutting your pieces off and putting them on like this and then cutting it back. This is the first plane that I've built where you actually use long sheets like this and put them straight down. There's a little issue that I have, is that the seam right here, there's nothing really supporting that seam. So, you know, I put some thick CA on it and also use some thin CA and try to strengthen that up, but I'm kind of worried. It should be all right, but in any case, it's stronger when you're using when you're putting your panels down, your sheets down, with the grain going opposite direction here for this type of thing. But in any case, okay, well, it looks pretty good. I'm happy with that, and really, I think I am now pretty much, I think I am finished building the fuselage. And so in my next video, I'm going to jump back onto the wing, and I'm going to install the servo mounting bays for the ailerons on the wing. And then from there, pretty close to finishing up with, like I said, the major build phases. And I am, like I said, I am going to put a cockpit, try to fabricate a canopy for it. So we'll see how that goes. So until then, like always, thanks for watching my channel. I always appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.